In the last video, we looked at breath-based meditation techniques given in Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Today, let us examine a few techniques associated with the element of space or ether as given in this text. Ether is considered as the most subtle and fundamental element of our existence, within which the other four elements, namely earth, water, fire, and air in the form of all animate and inanimate beings and material objects exist. But most of us are only unconsciously aware of the space element because we are more concerned with the objects contained in it. In other words, typically our individual consciousness operates in narrow bands revolving around the objects of our interest. The techniques we are going to look at in this video, as given in Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, help remove the boundaries of these narrow bands through space consciousness and experience the infinite space even while we are engaged with objects. Now let us jump to the actual techniques. Technique 9, Shloka number 31.
Taya puryashu murdhantam bhangtva bhrukshepashetuna nirvikalpam manakrutva sarvordhve sarvagodgamaha.
Focus on the point above the bridge between the eyebrows, keeping the mind above dualistic thoughts. The divine energy fills your form up to the top of your head, and there immerse yourself in the omnipresent space. While keeping your attention on Ajna Chakra, be aware of your whole body. Sense the warmth inside from feet to head as you breathe in and out. Take your attention onto the top of the head and gradually let it dissolve there. Now, you are bound to experience the expanding field of awareness in space. Technique 10, Shloka number 32.
शिखिपक्षैश्चित्ररूपैर्मण्डलैः शून्यपञ्चकम् ध्यायतो नुत्तरे शून्ये प्रवेशो हृदये भवेत्.
Meditate on the five voids that are like five different colored circles on the peacock's feather. When the circles dissolve, enter into the supreme void within your heart. Here, five voids contained in the five circles on the peacock's feather represent the five senses, namely sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Through these senses, we experience arrays of multi-hued objects. Right during the experience, for example, when one is eating, if the focus is on just the sensations generated by eating, the eater and the object of eating disappear and only the sensations continue and then dissolve in a void that feels like infinite. Technique 11, Shloka number 33.
ईदृशेन क्रमेणैव यत्र कुत्रापि चिन्तना शून्ये कुड्ये परे पात्रे स्वयं लीना वरप्रदा.
In the same way, gradually focusing on anything such as an empty space, a wall, or a great person, one gets absorbed into the spaciousness of one's own self. Here, we may choose an empty space on a wall or in the sky, or the greatness of a great person as the object of contemplation. Gradually, we start absorbing those very qualities, the purity of empty space or the greatness of the person. Technique 12, Shloka number 34.
कपालान्तर्मनोऽन्यस्य तिष्ठन्मीलितलोचनः क्रमेण मनसोदार्ढ्यात् लक्षयेत् लक्ष्यमुत्तमम्.
Close your eyes and see the whole space inside your head. Gradually, the mind perceives the goal, which is the supreme reality. In this, we take our attention inside the head and then let it spread through the space outside. Then the head becomes the whole expanded space. Technique 13, Shloka number 35.
मध्यनाडी मध्यसंस्था विससूत्राभरूपया ध्यातान्तर्व्योमया देव्या तया देव प्रकाशते.
Meditate on the inner vacuity of the central channel, which is like the thread of a lotus stem located in the center of the spinal cord. Then, God, the Supreme Reality, is revealed by grace of Goddess. Here, the central channel is what is known as Sushumna Nadi in yoga. We have to meditate on the inside vacuum of this channel, slowly moving the attention upward and letting go of all efforts when we reach the top of the head. Technique 14, Shloka number 36.
कररुद्धदृगस्त्रेण ब्रूभेदाद्वाररोधनात् दृष्टे विन्दौ क्रमाल्लीने तन्मध्ये परमास्थितिः.
Plug the 7 toes of your head with your fingers and focus on the point between the eyebrows. Gradually, you get merged into the infinite space. Of the 7 openings on the head, 6 are plugged with the Shanmukhi mudra like this, while keeping the 7th, that is the mouth, closed. Then, we let the attention dissolve in the inner vacuum. Technique 15, Shloka number 37.
दामान्तक्षोभसम्भूता सूक्ष्माग्रितिलकाकृतिं बिन्धुं शिखान्ते हृदये लयान्ते ध्यायतो लयः.
When you meditate on the point in the upper center of the head or between the eyebrows or in the heart, there will be subtle stirring, followed by dissolution into the Supreme Consciousness. Hard focusing on any part of the face and head can create tension in the beginning. However, if we learn the skill of witnessing the sensations created by this tension, as though it is happening independent of us in space, the field of our awareness expands, easing out the tension. Now let us go through some techniques that also use sound along with space consciousness. Technique 16, Shloka number 38.
अनाहते पात्रकर्णे भग्नशब्दे सरिद्धृते शब्दब्रह्मणि निष्णातः परं ब्रह्माधिगच्छति.
At the heart center, or by plugging the ears with fingers, if one is able to listen to the unstruck sound like an uninterrupted rushing river, he will attain the supreme consciousness by mastery of Shabda Brahma or the God of sound. Here, the unstruck sound refers to the sound of silence that lies beneath all manifested sounds. Nothing can obstruct the flow of this sound. When one gains the mastery of getting beneath the manifested sounds, he is with the Supreme Consciousness. Technique 17, Shloka number 39.
प्रणवादि समुच्चारात् प्लुतान्ते शून्यभावनात् शून्यया परया शक्त्या शून्यतामीति भैरवे.
O Bhairavi, chant Pranava slowly, focusing on the void when the sound fades away for prolonged periods. In that void, perceive the transcendental Shakti. When the sacred sound of Om is chanted slowly, one will slip into a profound silence in the long gap between the two chants. Technique 18, Shloka number 40.
यस्य कस्यापि वर्णस्य पूर्वान्तावनुभावयेत् शून्यया शून्यभूतोऽसौ शून्याकारः पुमान् भवेत्.
If one focuses on the void before the emergence and after the disappearance of a sound, the sadhaka himself will become the void. Like in the previous technique, the focus should be more on silence in the gaps between sounds. Gradually, we develop the ability to experience the supreme void in which all sounds arise and subside. Technique 19, Shloka number 41.
तन्त्र्यादिवाद्यशब्देषु दीर्घेषु क्रमसंस्थिते अनन्यचेता प्रत्यन्ते परव्योमवपुर्भवेत्.
Be with a one-pointed awareness of the music, played by stringed or other instruments, staying with the gradually receding sound until the end. One will assume the form of the supreme space. While listening to any music, if we are able to immerse ourselves in the sound from the beginning to the end, the field of our awareness expands and we experience the infinite space. Technique 20, Shloka number 42.
पिण्डमन्त्रस्य सर्वस्य स्थूलवर्णक्रमेण तु अर्धेन्दुबिन्दुनादान्तः शून्योच्चाराद् भवेत् शिवः.
Repeat all the letters of the seed mantra. When gradually the sound fades away, focus on the void and become Shiva himself. Like previous ones, this technique too stresses on the empty spaces between sounds. If we develop the skill to experience this emptiness in the midst of sounds that we get to hear at any time, we are bound to experience the supreme silence, pure and unobstructed. That is all in this video. Let us look at some more techniques in the next one. If you liked this video, do not forget to share it with others and write your opinion in the comment box. Thank you for watching.